I woke up this morning and I thought, oh, it's just one of those days. The second I was conscious, for some reason I could tell, oh man, it's just one of those days. And as the day proceeded, I started to feel worse and worse, and I kept saying that in my head, which is a hilarious idea. It's hilarious to wake up thinking you're going to have a bad day, and then to remind yourself as often as possible that it's a bad day. It is hilarious what we do. It is hilarious to be like, oh man, today's a bad day. And then 15 minutes later go, man, it's just such a bad day. It really doesn't make any sense that we do that, but we're so good at it. And if you're anything like me, you have a stretch of really good days, a week, 2 weeks maybe, where you're feeling really good. You got your life back in order. Suddenly you got a bad day. You're afraid. Because in your mind, you're telling yourself that it only takes one to get all the way back off track, to go careening over the side of Mulholland Drive and down into the valley of darkness. Let's dispel that now, okay? Because even the idea, it's just one of those days. This is a spell we put ourselves under. This is a mantra that we take on, and we pretty much ensure that we're going to notice everything about the day that we do not like. But I have news for you, my friends. Every day can be the most miraculous day of your life. In fact, every day is the most miraculous day of your life because it is the one you are experiencing right now. Every day of your life has been the most miraculous day of your life. Now, how can I say something so crazy? Well, it is a miracle that you are conscious. We have no idea how that's happening. It is a miracle that you are here, and it is a miracle that every day you continue to be here. I don't believe this, but you could look at the world and the statistical likelihood that you were ever born in the first place or that you were ever born right now, and you could look at all the different ways that a person can cease to exist, and one could argue the odds are against you. I don't believe that, but you could make a case for it. And if you follow that line of logic, you will see every day you are here, it is a miracle you are here. We have no idea how your consciousness, how your awareness, how your spirit is with your physical body. We ain't got any clue. We can pretend, right? And we have an intuition and we have a knowing about it. We don't actually know, scientifically speaking. There's no explanation for it that's not spiritual in nature. So it is a miracle that you are here. Today is the most miraculous day of your life. And if you feel a little bit resistant when I say today is the most miraculous day of your life, based on some life events that you've experienced on today, the most miraculous day, I don't blame you. I'm right there with you. I'm having experiences day in and day out that would indicate to me this couldn't possibly be the most miraculous day of my life. But it is, and it will continue to be. And when we fall into, it's just one of those days, what we're ignoring is that the whole thing is for you, and the whole thing can rearrange itself for you. It will back you up in having just one of those days. It will allow you to have just one of those days, or just one of those weeks, or just one of those months, or just one of those years, until eventually you've had just one of those lives. It will support you in that. The energy underneath everything does not have any judgment, does not have any conclusion, does not have any decision about the direction your life takes. That is all entirely up to you. Do you create really interesting diversions that make you think that it's up to anybody else? Every day. And it's fun, it's exciting, it's dramatic. But your destiny is entirely in your hands. And today is a miraculous day. Every day is the most miraculous day of your entire life. And when we get down in the dumps, when we feel bad, when there's physical pain, when there's mental pain, when there's emotional pain, it's quite easy to forget that everything can change at a moment's notice. Your experience can change at a moment's notice. You can have a complete transformation in experience, in consciousness, in awareness, even in circumstance. A lot of us, though, we hold back on having the transformation of consciousness, the transformation of awareness, the transformation of experience, because we don't see a transformation in physical reality or life circumstance. We don't wake up and the bill is wiped out. We don't wake up debt-free, and so we refuse to have a transformation in consciousness, a transformation in awareness, a transformation from all of the limited things that I believe and all of the limited things that I plague myself with to the unbounded freedom that is always available to us. There is unbounded freedom available to you in every moment, and you're using it, even if you don't feel like it. If you don't feel like it, you're using it to not feel like it, which is a beautiful thing. I've got free will. I've got agency. Nobody can make me write the course. Nobody can make me fall out of step. It's all up to me. And when I say that, I want to make it explicitly clear. This does not mean that you're alone. This does not mean that you're not inspired by other people, or that you can't receive from other people, or that other people do not contribute to you, or that other people don't matter. It just means that in terms of your own experience, in terms of your own lifetime, you are with you from the very beginning, and you will be with yourself when the credits roll. Everybody else may come, they may go, they may stay, but here you are, the best friend you've got, and you can make a choice today to be even better friends with yourself. And if this sounds cheesy, that's okay. I have been cynical my entire life. And beneath that cynicism was a desperate hopefulness that maybe one day things would miraculously get better. If you are a person who is desperately wishing and desperately dreaming and desperately hoping that maybe one day things will get better, that day is today. There is no other day for things to get better than today, because you are here now. You are in the choice position now. You can make the choice for things to start getting better, continue getting better, and never stop getting better right now. How do I do that if I'm miserable? How do I do that if I'm not enjoying my life? How do I do that if I'm sick? How do I do that if I'm depressed? How do I do that if I'm anxious? Very easy. Very simple. So easy and so simple that it's deceptive. Appreciate where you are right now. Even a little bit. Just a little bit. Well, I can't appreciate anything. I'm depressed. See if you can appreciate that you're depressed. See if there's any part of you that can appreciate yourself for moving through it, moving with it. Even if you've been laying in bed for weeks, trust me, I have been there. I still have my days where I am there. But if you're moving through it, moving with it, you're still here, that is miraculous on many different levels. And keep going. Keep on being here. And start, as much as you can, to appreciate it. Really appreciate that you are a person with a depth of feeling. And you are a person who has handled that up until this point. However you have. However it looks, may not look good. May look horrible from the outside. You could go to a million other people's ideas of what your life is supposed to be and how you're doing based on their assessment. Don't do that to yourself. It's irrelevant. It is amazing that you are here right now. And if you're watching this, you're trying. You wouldn't be able to even listen to me. I would be so annoying to you if you weren't trying. If you were really a give up on life kind of person, everything that I've said for the last 10 or 12 minutes would be so obnoxious to you, there's no way you would still be here. So if you're still here, listening to me talk, that shows you you're making a choice, that you can make a choice, and that you are making a choice. I'm not saying you need to listen to me. Who you really need to listen to is you. And you got to get clear about who you are. Because those of us who are anxious, depressed, feeling not so great some of the time, start to think that we are anxious, depressed, feeling not so great. That's what we think we are. We think that's who we are as a person, is depressed. I've had moments where I think about being really happy, or I think about being depression-free, or I think about being anxiety-free. I think about existing in a way where I have absolutely no fear anymore. And a small part of me goes, well, if that happens, I'm gone. Because for so much of my life, I have associated the misery with me. I have thought that the sufferer is me, and that I don't exist outside of this voice in my head that says it's me that's suffering all the time. You exist so far beyond all of that. You exist beyond your body. You exist beyond your mind. You exist beyond everything you're experiencing right now. And you're giving yourself this miraculous, strange, funny, interesting, fun experience that you're having right now. And it might feel really serious to you. It might feel really dramatic to you. It might feel really painful to you. Appreciate that. Because you could feel nothing at all. And from personal experience, feeling nothing at all ain't a great feeling. But if you're feeling nothing at all, appreciate that too. Because you can still identify and be aware that you're not feeling anything. If you're numb and you know you're numb, appreciate that. Because it shows you that you're aware. And it shows you that you want to feel things again. You haven't given up yet. I know that a lot of us can become predisposed to just complaining and grousing and feeling horrible about everything, and just it's a nonstop litany of negative judgments about how bad my life is. If that's you, appreciate that, because it means you still care. The fact that you can judge yourself negatively means you haven't given up interest entirely in this experience, and that's great. If you're here, hearing me, something about this experience is still interesting to you. And that is a wonderful thing. Even if it feels like there is no possible way you could turn this experience into something you desire, some part of you is still interested in something about this experience, and that's beautiful. And you can always figure out what it is, and you can always deepen it and expand it and up your appreciation. And your life will get better by doing that. And it can happen today. It does not require you to fix yourself. It does not require you to understand everything about the life you've lived so far. It doesn't require you to go back to your childhood and mine that and figure out what happened that made you the way you are. You can do all that, and it can be a beautiful experience to explore your childhood, to learn things about yourself, to see where you got certain programming, where you got certain things running in your mind, how those things might be inhibiting your experience in ways that you're not interested in continuing. But ultimately, the strongest thing in the whole universe is going to be you going for what you want. You going for yourself. You saying, what do I want my life to be? And I can have it. Even if I've never been told that before, even if I don't feel it, even if I don't believe it, what do I want to have? What do I want to be? What do I want to experience? And I can. So yes, in a certain sense, it is just one of those days. You might feel less than perfect, and I can relate. But what do you want to experience? And can you let even one little raindrop of that come into your experience right now, come into your day right now? On one of the last videos, I gave you guys all the big secret to creation. I walked you through the whole thing step by step. It was super easy. Let's go for that again, okay? Right now, whatever kind of day you're having, however you feel, whatever you think, whatever's going on in your mind, just be with that for a second. You don't have to hide it. You don't have to sweep it under the rug. You don't have to perfect it. You don't have to be spiritually pure, right? You don't have to get to this point where you're cosmically correct about the way that you feel. Just be with however you feel right now. And just be open to that shifting. Be open to that changing. Be open to that wiggling loose a little bit. And really appreciate the way that you feel right now. Don't even try to change it. Don't even try to fix it. Don't even try to come to what's bad about the way that you feel right now. Just feel however you feel right now. I'm feeling how I'm feeling. Nothing wrong with it at all. Everything is A-okay that I feel this way. And just appreciate how you feel a little bit more. And appreciate how you feel a little bit more. And appreciate how you feel a little bit more. And once you get to a place where you can appreciate how you feel, where you can appreciate your experience, you can ask yourself this question: what do I really want to experience? If I could choose anything, if I could go anywhere, if I could do anything, if I could be anything, if it's all open to me, there are no barriers for entry, there's no door closed, what do I really want to experience? And then, can you let yourself experience that? It's not going to show up in physical reality right away, maybe. Maybe it will. Maybe you go, what do I want to experience? Can I allow myself to experience that? And then you got an ice cream cone in your hand. Or You're on the beach instantaneously. I don't know. But when you ask yourself that question, what do I really want to experience? Can you then allow yourself to experience it before it shows up in physical reality? The energy of you is everywhere, and it can experience everything. That sounds very crazy. But you're connected to the all. You are the all. You're one with the all. So you can experience things that are not happening in the room that you're in. Does that mean that you have totally 100% transparent psychic abilities and you can read the minds of every person on the planet all at once and you know everything that's going on and you can predict things and you can go down to the dog track and win the... Maybe, maybe not. But there is the potential, there's the possibility, because you are one with everything, that you can experience everything. And in terms of metaphysics, in terms of reality, there's an infinite number of different realities waiting for you to experience. Moving, shifting, changing. And you're jumping from reality to reality to reality all the time, and you don't even recognize that. Because you're focusing on the reality that you're in. And it doesn't feel like somebody changes the channel every time you're in a different reality. Sometimes you have experiences in life where you go, I'm somewhere else. I'm not in the same life I was in last week. I'm in a different life. Life's different. But you are constantly swimming through this river of infinite potential and choosing where in that river you want to occupy. So let yourself right now, as best you can, if you don't feel it, fine. If you don't believe it's happening, fine. Like I said, we're not asking it to show up in physical reality yet. It might. It might jump the gun and show up before we do. But right now, we're just identifying what is it I want to experience. And really appreciate that. Appreciate that you're inspired to even ask for something, that you're inspired to even choose something, that you're inspired to even think about it. Because a lot of people are just like, I hate my life. And I'm going to go on hating my life until it's over. And at my deathbed, I'm going to ask, what was the point? You're not one of those people, and that's great. Those people, by the way, like, totally fine. I don't want to condemn them. I don't want to judge them. I don't want to come down on them. Because we're all having a different experience. But right now, your experience is one of someone who is curious about how to shape and mold and create a different experience than the one you've been having up until now. And you know you can do that. So again, what do I want to experience? And I allow myself to just, can I allow myself to experience it right now? Yes. I can allow myself to just experience it right now, even if that just feels like a daydream or it doesn't feel like anything. I can allow myself to experience it right now. And appreciate whatever that experience is. The moment you have a thought about what you want to experience, your experience changes. And the moment you allow yourself to open up and experience it, your experience changes. Even if you're just sitting in your room going, I want an Xbox. And now I'm thinking about how much I want an Xbox. That's different than 5 minutes ago. And it could even be dramatically different than 5 minutes ago, if you will let it be. But so, I'm allowing myself to experience what I desire. And now, can I allow it to unfold in physical reality, however it does? I already know I've had the experience. I already know I can have the experience. And I know it's an experience I want to have. Now can I just allow it to unfold? without killing it, without getting in the way, without cutting it off. And don't be like, oh my God, I have all these people throughout the course of, exploring this stuff. I notice they're very superstitious about it. They go, oh, I don't want to, what if I'm doing this and I'm getting it wrong? As far as I'm concerned, there's nothing to get wrong. You're having an experience of being an explorer. You could just know all this stuff and do all this stuff and have it all done. It all is already done. And you could have the experience of it all just being done and there ain't nothing for you left to do. That's not the experience you signed up for. That's not the experience you want. The experience you want is, let me monkey around with this and see what it's like to feel like I don't have something, and how do I go get it? Let me see what it's like to really want something and really have to figure it out and have that sense of satisfaction when I finally do figure it out. That's probably, for most of us, more exciting than just, I've had it all since birth. It's all always been here and I haven't had to do anything about anything. I haven't had to think about it. I'm certain you've had experiences where you were really after something. You really wanted something. And then you got it. And 2 weeks later, you didn't even know you had it. It's like I ordered, I'm looking at it right now, one of these vibration plates off of Amazon because I used to have one a number of years ago and I loved it. And I've wanted one for a while. And finally, I had a little bit of extra money that could go into my total waste of money fund. And I used it to buy a vibration plate. And the vibration plate got here. I was so excited as it's coming in the mail from Amazon. I get on it. I'm so excited. This is like 2-3 weeks ago. Do you think I'm still excited about it? No. Is it amazing? Is it great? Yes. Do I feel like there's some kind of help? It might be just quackery for all I know. I don't look into stuff like that. I just do what feels good. Because anytime I look into stuff like that, I get obsessive and OCD and weird about it. So I just go, well, feels pretty good to me. Doesn't seem like I'm going to drop dead doing it, so I'll give it a shot. And it's like, yeah, it's great. But is it anywhere near as exciting now as when I was on Amazon going, let me find a vibration plate. I haven't had a vibration plate in a couple of years now. Let's get back on that. That's so exciting. And then having it, I'm going, yeah, this is cool. I'm glad I have it. But now I'm on, what's next? What do I want to create now? What's the next experience? Right? So don't lament that you've created a process for yourself. Because for all you know, without the process, you might be bored. But let it be incentive. I'm going to let this unfold. And in my cheesy little example about the vibration plate, that's obviously, yeah, you get bored of that pretty quickly. I don't want to suggest that everything you experience, that everything you shoot for, you're going to get tired of. But if you do, that's okay, right? Life is experience after experience after experience after experience. A lot of us start to slow our bodies down and we start to decay because rather than going for experience after experience after experience after experience, try to solidify the one thing that's going on, whether it's positive or negative. We try to get it vacuum sealed as it is. Or we just believe that it's vacuum sealed as is, If you got a good life that's the way you want it to be, you try to just hold on to that fixed in place exactly as it is, and it feels like you start to decay. You may not even feel that, but it's like life is experience after experience after experience after experience. So have you given up on having new experiences, right? I really had to run inventory on myself recently and realize, man, I don't even know what I'm doing here. Because I've, got a list of things I'd like to experience that I've decided will never happen. And I've got a list of things that I definitely don't want to experience. So what am I still doing here if I'm not going to have any more experiences? If I'm just going to wake up every day do as much work as I got to do to exist until tomorrow, and then I'm just going to take the rest of the day off and lay in bed and feel tired and miserable? What am I doing here? What's the point of this? Right? But that was a good moment for me to have. It was a good place for me to reach, because I realized, yeah, that's not what life is about. Life is not about survival for me. It is for a lot of people, and that's okay. That's the experience that they're choosing. That's the experience they're building, creating. That's the experience they signed up for, I guess. I don't know. But for me, that's not what I'm interested in, right? I get depressed too easy for survival to be my only gig. I got to have something else in the oven getting created. And so it's like, don't let yourself fall into a rut. It's really easy to fall into a rut, and it's really easy to believe that it is impossible to get back out of. But it's not. You can absolutely get out of the rut whenever you're ready, right? Don't beat yourself up if you're in a rut and you're going, I'm just going to stay in the rut. You know, the rut sometimes is comfortable. It's predictable, and it does not feel good. But your mind will tell you, well, things could be a lot worse. If I try and get out of this rut, things are probably going to go to hell. So maybe I should just stay in my rut. Really. There is just a miraculous, endless sea of different experiences left for you to have, and you can have them. And you can shape your life into whatever you want. So again, appreciate where you're at right now. Whatever it is. Just total appreciation. Wow. In spite of it all, here I am. However good my life has felt, however bad my life has felt, whatever the balance of those two things is, here I am today, and I can tip the scale in whatever direction I want. I can go for peak experiences. I can lay down and take a nap. I can do whatever I want. And that's amazing. Appreciate it. Appreciate the hell out of it. Why not? You're never going to go wrong appreciating your life more. And once you appreciate it as fully as you can for today, what else? What do I want to experience? And how do I want to experience it? How do I want to meet these different experiences in my life? You know, when you're having a bad day, when you're having one of those days, you know, for me, there's certain things that I would fantasize about would massively improve this day. Oh, it'd be really great if just a ton of money showed up. Yeah, well, if a ton of money showed up and I was depressed, I would probably spend it all immediately on nonsense, as I often do. And that would probably be really satisfying while I was spending it. And then once it all went down to zero because I spent it all because I'm depressed and I might be dead next year, I'm going to be even more depressed that I had all that money and I just blew it on nothing. Come on. So it's like, you know, so many of us, we go, oh, the remedy for this rut I'm in, the remedy for me having a bad day is this thing that I'm not really in the space to receive, in the space to entertain, you know? It's like there's a lot of people that I know who their big thing is a relationship and they really want to be in a relationship, and more power to them. That whoever that's for you, and that's great. But let me tell you something. If you are really miserable now and you go, if only I could just find the perfect so-and-so to be with me, how do you think you're going to treat that person? How do you think that person is going to treat you after you're, you know, expecting them to get you out of the rut? Look, you're the infinite creator of your experience, not me. I'm creating my own, so don't let me speak on yours. But I just have to imagine, like, if you're really not feeling your best and you call in the one, you're probably going to entertain them and receive them, probably not the way that you would want to. Versus if you fully appreciate your life, if you fully just love being you, if you fully just are ecstatic that you exist, here I am and I exist and I'm ecstatic just being here. I don't need nothing and I don't need nobody, but I'm willing to have it all, right? I'm not telling you to go be a hermit, although if you want, go for it. Personally, sounds kind of boring to me, but hey, I've been there. I tried it. Wasn't my thing. Might be your thing. But really, what do you think is going to be better for you? I'm miserably depressed. I'm miserably anxious. I'm just miserable. And I'm waiting for the one to come into my life and save me. Or, hey, I might have experienced some misery. I might have experienced some depression, some anxiety. I might have experienced some trauma. I might have experienced a lot of things that people have told me are pretty bad. But I'm really freaking happy that I'm me. I'm really glad that I'm here having the experience that I'm having. I'm really glad that I woke up today and I get to be me. Now, where's Mr. Perfect? Which one of those do you think is going to go better for you? Relying on somebody to come in and provide your life with meaning, relying on somebody to make you joy-filled, relying on somebody to let you know that it's okay. Not saying, sometimes you get down in the dumps, you go to your friend, hey, I don't feel so great. They let you know everything's okay. That's valuable. I don't want to dismiss that. I don't want to minimize that. I don't want to act like that's not a contribution or not worth receiving, not worth having, not worth asking for, creating, shooting for, whatever. But just be pragmatic about it. You can appreciate your life fully as you are without any change of circumstance. And your life will be so much the better for it immediately. And your circumstance will start to change immediately. It's not difficult. It's so ridiculously easy that it almost feels like nobody wants you to know about it. Because if you knew, really, that your life could just get so much better just by you appreciating that you are you. Just by you appreciating that you are the experiencer, having the experience. All this crap they try to sell you, you would only buy if you really want, and you don't really want most of it. I was talking to somebody earlier, and I'm not going to name any names. They were talking about my love language is receiving gifts. And I know what they mean by that, and I think, hey, you're worth it. If what you want for yourself is that everybody in your life gives you gifts all the time, there ain't nothing wrong with that. But you are a gift. Existence is a gift. Experience is a gift. Somebody else being in your life is a gift. If you're dating around and you're meeting people and you're measuring them solely based on, do they give me enough stuff? And my love language is that they give me stuff. It's like, what if it's stuff you don't even want? What if they give you a gift every time they upset you and that's their little manipulation to make things better? Like there's so many things that come up when you run this program like, my love language is blank. Why do you even need a love language, right? Love is an energy that you are, that will flow through everything. If thinking my love language is people giving me gifts, results in everybody in your life giving you gifts and you're just thrilled 24/7, get in the game and go for all I care. Tell me the secret. But if you're telling yourself my love language is gifts and you're looking at every person who enters your life going, why the heck aren't they giving me any gifts? What is wrong with me and what is wrong with them? That's not how I would want to live my life. Again, I'm not trying to judge anybody. I'm not trying to condemn anybody for anything. We're all having different experiences. But it's like there's so much more to love. There's so much more to life than just who's given who, what, when. Right? Did I see a bird take flight today? Did I see something in nature that inspired me? Did I stop and have a moment where I realized how magnificent everything is? Do I have anybody in my life who really sees me? And if I don't, do I really see myself? Do you really see yourself? Do you really see what you're capable of? And more importantly than even what you're capable of, what you are? Do you see that if you never did anything for the rest of your life, that you have something beyond value? It's not even that you have value, right? It's nice to think we have intrinsic value, but you don't need value. You are. You exist. That is so miraculous, there are not words for it. There's not a gift somebody can give you that proves they understand it. We are all having a miraculous experience all at the same time, and we hardly ever recognize it. So somebody giving you a Lamborghini is going to be awesome, but it is not going to prove that they understand and recognize and honor the miracle of your existence. Maybe it will, but somebody could give you everything they got. And if they don't appreciate their experience, you don't appreciate your experience, and we don't appreciate that we're all each having our own experience, does the Lamborghini really make that much of a difference? I'm not saying it's not great. It's great. Don't get me wrong. It would be great. Does it really make a difference if you don't appreciate your experience? To me, it's like, on my absolute worst day, put me in a Lamborghini, and I'm in a Lamborghini on my worst day. It was my worst day, quote unquote, not based on the circumstance. It was my worst day based on I ain't present appreciating who I am, what I am. I'm not appreciating the experience. I'm not appreciating that I get to have the experience. I'm not appreciating anything. And a Lamborghini ain't going to force me to appreciate nothing. And neither is anything else. Trust me. I bought a lot of junk. None of it has forced me to appreciate anything more, you know? And if you don't fully appreciate yourself, people giving you things, people giving you validation, people admiring you, people, lavishing you with praise or lavishing you with gifts or what. It's a temporary high. Don't get me wrong. I love receiving gifts. Go ahead and send me a bunch of gifts. You want my PayPal, DM me. I'm happy to. But it's like, there's not a thing in the world anybody can give you, truly, if you're not making the choice to completely appreciate yourself. Completely appreciate this experience that you have, this life that you have. There's so much more. And you'll notice anytime you're keeping score like that, of anything, you're not appreciating life as much as you could be. What's it going to take for you to really just appreciate this life that you have to the absolute fullest? Is it really going to take money? Is it really going to take the perfect partner? Is it really going to take being taller or shorter or skinnier or heavier? Is it really going to take the perfect wardrobe? Is it really going to take the perfect car? What is it really going to take? All it's going to take for you to 100%, 1,000%, 1,000,000% appreciate your life is the one thing you already got. You. That's all it takes, is you making the choice. So again, just appreciate as much as you can right now your experience of life on this crazy green earth. Appreciate it as much as you can. And then get curious. What do I want to experience? What do I want to add? And can I see that it is possible for me to experience that right now, even if it's not happening in physical reality? Yes, I can see that. And could I just allow it to unfold however it does in physical reality? Yes. And it's a done deal. It's so easy. It so does not require anything of you that you don't have. You don't need money. You don't need training. You don't need practice. You don't need study. You don't need another person in your life who's perfect. You don't need to move. You can. You can have whatever you want. But you don't need it. Because you got you. And that is the one thing you can never replace. So appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. As always, means a lot to me. Those of you who are crazy enough to watch these videos that I'm putting out. I have just started doing it because I feel so much better in my life when I sit down in front of my computer and I talk to myself. I'm also looking at myself right now. It's just very strange. But I do this because I feel a lot better when I do it. So hopefully you feel a lot better when you watch it. And if that is the case, as always, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave some kind of comment. And again, if you need any help with anything, whatever your experience is, whatever questions you got, whatever you'd like to change, anything. I don't care how silly it is. I don't care how small. Let me know in the comments. I will be more than happy to address it. I know, I come on and I've got a million things to talk about every single time, but I would love to contribute to you in whatever way you need. All right, guys. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you soon.